And so, as soon as I saw that, I took the Adidas, I threw them off to the other side of the counter, and I gave him his money back, and I was like, I just voided out your transaction. Have a nice day. And then he made this face like, oh shit, she got me. Like, and then I saw him at Target afterwards, and I'm like, he's gonna try and use this money at Target too.
I wonder if the self-checkout, like, if they take fake money. Like, do you think they have, like, a system in place?
I think it's like a vending machine where, like, if you can't use, like, fake coins or something.
Fake coins? You can make fake coins?
Have you ever tried to use, like, not Chick-fil-A, but Chuck E. Cheese coins?
Yeah. No, I'm not a felon. But, okay. Like...
You could maybe, I don't know, maybe, I feel like people have gotten away with that before.
I feel like it would I feel like you couldn't trick a self-checkout, but you could trick a vending machine. Most vending machines are pretty old, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, maybe not. So sorry.
No, I think you're right. I think
vending machines kill more people than sharks do, Madison.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you were, like, quoting something. I'm like, whatever it is, don't know, haven't seen it. How?
Because they fall on people.
Oh my god.
What a shitty way to go. Getting crushed by your favorite snacks. Truthfully, though, okay, would you guys rather be killed by a shark or crushed by a vending machine?
Shark.
Oh god.
If I got
you were so quick to answer.
If I got crushed by a vending machine, you better change that thing on my headstone.
I feel like maybe the vending machine, just because it would be more like instant, maybe, or maybe not. But with the shark, it's like there's teeth and they're like you're inside of the shark. That would be traumatizing.
Pause. You're inside the shark.
Inside it?
Well, yeah. If you're killed by a shark, it's like eating you, right? So then you're.
I don't actually know. I feel like shark attacks, from what I've read, I don't think they like the taste of humans, so you would just bleed out in the ocean.
Okay, but that's equally traumatizing. So I would definitely take the vending machine over that.
Yeah, but how embarrassing is that? Like, people know that you just died by a fucking inanimate object, you know?
Could you imagine?
I feel like any kind of, like, accidental death is pretty embarrassing, though. Like, I was talking about this with a friend of mine. Like, what if could you imagine how embarrassing it would be if you, like, got hit by a car?
I almost did the other day, so...
I almost do every time I'm in this parking lot.
Really?
I have to do curbsides. Yeah, people in this parking lot are insane.
What? I'm your host, Chase. This is Madison. Today we have a special guest with us, Miss Brandy Bush.
Hi!
Did you want your government name in it?
Oh, I say everyone's government name, just in case.
I don't care.
Okay.
Leave it in there. I'm proud. Listen.
They'd be like, Miss Brandy, beep.
I'm a huge fan. It's an honor for me to be here.
God bless.
Leave the whole name in. I'm very proud.
Thank you so much.
Honestly. We've never gotten that type of support.
We've never gotten. They're like, honestly, I listened to it.
That's it. We're not honored.
I might even say I'm your most loyal fan.
Those are some big words. Everyone that you guys are listening,
wow.
Be more like Brandy.
That
I give you guys feedback.
That's going to be the catchphrase. Be more like Brandy.
Be more like Brandy. Be more.
I don't know about all that.
B-F-F-R.
For real.
Okay. Now I have to make it explicit. Anywho, today we're going to be talking about our retail stories. All three of us worked at the same store. Should we say the store?
No, it's a shoe store.
It's a shoe store. I mean, you guys can probably figure it out. Maybe.
You need to protect.
They're like the Payless that closed 10 years ago.
You need to protect me and Madison's.
Oh, yeah. I don't work there. Madison and Brandy do.
We definitely do.
Unfortunately.
We got some wild stories, though. Like, honestly, you hear, like, the crazy, like, food industry stories and, like, retail stories. I think our stories can honestly top those.
Because I feel like people don't realize, working any customer service job, I don't mean customer service like, yeah, technically everything's customer service. Working in retail and food, that'll humble you. You'll have an old lady come in. I had an old lady borderline call me the wrong slur, may I add. The wrong slur, because she thought I was a different race than I am. Because I didn't have a coupon to give her.
Oh, I remember that story.
Like, damn, that's the first thing you jump to? And you don't think it's real until you face-to-face witness it.
No, I feel like with retail, because you're seeing so many people in and out of the store, and just in one day, I feel like you're seeing the best and like also the worst of people. Like you really see how ugly that people can get.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing so many people at once.
No,
And,
they're all
like,
rude to me.
I will say, you had some very specific customers.
Hell yeah, I did.
I
love them too.
Okay. Do you want a job back at the place?
What's the place?
I'll put in your application. When you get the email, you'll know.
I would not like to go back to that place to work, but I will say, for some background information, Madison was my manager and Brandy's manager.
Yep.
Now Brandy is the manager of Madison, and I just do not work there.
Now I am a
Well,
manager.
yeah, now Madison's a manager too. So we're in this
All right.
together.
Yeah, we're in this.
Madison
same,
and Brandy are
I'm
both
about to say,
managers,
we are
so
in the same sinking boat right now.
I will say though, working with both of y'all, Madison, you did have my back a couple times in
Thank you.
certain
Probably more than a couple.
certain situations with customers. Not that I was gonna be like, beat them up in like the little breezeway in the front, but like,
The vestibule.
is that what it's called? Like
The vestibule
the
showdown.
vestibule? Like, I'm not gonna beat someone up in there, but like, definitely didn't get paid enough to deal with that type of person. And you definitely stepped in. You said, "I'm gonna train him." No, you're not.
Actually, let's talk about context. One of my top 5. Jace has had some top 5 great moments.
Oh.
Coming in at number 5, probably when you took the $60 off nothing coupon.
Right.
It was a fake coupon, everyone. And the day after, they said, I know no one's dumb enough here to take this coupon. So make sure you guys don't take it. Jay said.
I did the little eye emoji looking
No,
to the
literally.
side. Like,
He said, checking if his numbers still work. He said, damn.
I mean, the thing about it was usually like coupons like that won't scan. This one scanned and took the $60 off, and I was like, wow. Like, and usually you have like increments. So like if you spend what 40, you get
Like 20 off of 40.
yeah, stuff like that. Once you spend like 120, you get 60 or something, or 180 or whatever.
Like 200, yeah.
Anywho, like I was like, wow, that's a really good deal. Like I might have to go get some shoes now. There's like a $60 off anything.
You said, hey, can you scan that to me, please?
No, literally, this store's about to pay me to go shopping. And
If
yeah.
it seems like it's too good to be true, then it is.
I wasn't thinking about that. I was like thinking like, this is a damn good coupon. I'm gonna go shopping after my shift right now. And lo and behold, next day we get a team meeting saying, hey, don't use this.
Don't be like Jace.
They didn't know.
They didn't
They
know.
didn't know. They still don't know.
No, I knew it. I was like, damn.
I think I
that
told
is
you.
tough.
I think like right after I was like, hey, Madison.
he was like, he goes, I cannot believe they're sending $60 off. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, they're sending $60 off coupons. So I was like, please tell me that's off of something.
See, she really did have your back though, because she could have put you on blast, and she
Could have
didn't.
narked.
You definitely could have. And I would have quit on the spot.
Especially the amount of times that, like, anybody left, like, an ink tag on a shoe, and the customer would bring it back, and we're supposed to take copies of the receipt so we can do a coaching with
never
that
do
person.
that.
No, because Brandy, if you guys don't know, was and is the front end superstar. I was trying
Oh
to
my
say it-
gosh.
I was trying
I
to
was
say
the
it without it.
VIP rewards.
She's the LeBron
the
James
star.
of like retail.
Yeah, hook, line, and sinker. Our boy over here,
Okay.
try as he might, it would be like, this person left an ink tag, and I would see 45, and I would be like, fuck, Jace. Like, I wouldn't even take a thing. I would be like, okay, like, no problem. Thank you so much for letting us know. And I'd be like, over the headset, Jace, please.
It gets pretty stressful when you're not supposed to be at the register, and then they call you for backup when there's a 50-foot line.
Especially when you take, like, the last person that's in line, and then the person at the front that's supposed to be at the front just leaves
Exactly.
to go do whatever. And you're like, this is not where I'm supposed
is
to be.
not where I'm
I'm supposed to be nuzzled up in the back, and here I am.
I'm not supposed to interact with any customers whatsoever. And here I am doing the most interaction. That was awful because the store that we worked at makes you, or bases your performance basically on the number of signups you can get from new customers. I don't know if y'all know this, but the store that we worked at was a majority women clientele. And they already had their numbers in, so it'd be easy, just put in number, email, their thing already pops up. Guys, the men on the other hand, they didn't know their wife's phone number, they didn't have a phone number, and they just wanted to get in, get out. So a guy talking to another guy being like, hey, bro, dude, can I get your number real quick?
Can I get your number?
Can I get your number or your email for this like transaction? They're like, nah, I'm good. I just want this belt and I want to get out. All right, cool. Got to know right there.
As you like slowly see your raise just decreasing.
Exactly.
Like, no, that's fine.
And meanwhile, if I had a family walk up, I would get the wife's phone number, the husband's phone number, the kid's phone number.
Brandy is a homewrecker over here getting the other guys' phone numbers.
She's batting those eyelashes. She said, can I have your... You moved to that address? Oh, that's so crazy. Now your system's in there. Your total's 76.
Yeah.
I'm very sneaky about it.
Brandy's
That's
like,
the thing. Brandy will ask for your entire social, the entire thing, and then be like, I don't want to sign up. And she said, already did, bitch. Anyway, your total is $84.99.
like, Brandy's like, hey, can I get your number for the rewards? And the guy's like, all right, you're going to text me later? And Brandy's like, yeah.
I've actually had that happen.
Oh, really?
Before. Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that then?
Well,
I've never heard about this.
Yeah. Well, it happened a couple times where like I've been like, I don't know. I think they were just joking, but
They're
like,
never joking. They're never joking.
No, it's usually, like I'll be like, hey, what's your phone number? I don't ever say what it's for. I don't ever say it's for rewards. I just say what's your phone
I always say
number.
it's for rewards.
So then I've had guys be like, oh, are you gonna call me later?
Yeah, and
Which
like
is annoying.
It's annoying because like you're at your job. Like, no, probably won't. Thank you for the offer, though. Appreciate you.
No, I mean, like I said,
obviously, if you're in a store and I'm asking for your phone number and I'm behind the counter, obviously I'm not asking so you'll take me on a date later. I'm asking for your rewards.
That is very valid. Also, though, I feel like they think, like I've gotten a lot of customers that I'll tell them, hey, this is just to get coupons. You're gonna give my information away. Ma'am, I'm not even gonna remember your name when you walk away, to be completely honest with you. Like, I don't want your information,
it's like
I promise.
They really think that we're trying to like steal their identity or something. It's crazy. It's just for coupon.
I will say, I signed up. I feel
so many emails.
Yeah. Well,
They do send a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I signed up because I feel like I was forced to on my first day.
Oh, everyone had to.
So-
You were not
That
about
was
to use
me.
their
That was me that
associate
forced you to
discount
sign up.
and be like, hey, what's your phone number? And you'd be like, oh, no, that's all right. I'd be like, it's not. I also have your address. Someone just type that in real quick. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, the emails they send definitely like overkill. I never got the little cards in the mail, which I don't know why. My mom was pretty upset.
Oh, yeah, why didn't you?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I feel bad because I didn't know that you couldn't use your associate discount with like a paper coupon. And Jace rung me up one time and he used both. And then I found out that you couldn't use them and I was like, oh no, like I hope I didn't get Jace in trouble.
I'm going to have to retroactively
Actually,
write
guys-
you both up.
Actually, this is coming out for the first time. That's the reason I quit. I was either going to get fired or
Stop it. No.
For rewards fraud. We've gotten some people that have gotten fired from rewards frauds because instead of just taking the L like everyone else, type in their little number. That one person we worked with that had like hundreds of dollars in rewards.
That's such a good idea when you think about it. Like, I'm not going to take this out right now. I'm going to put my own phone number in.
Well,
And the
that's
corporate
stealing
says,
from
like,
the company, so
the corporate's like, damn, you racked up $100 worth of VIP points in a span of 20 minutes
No.
while you're working?
while you're working?
We actually had an employee, this was after Madison left and I was there, that we had an employee who was doing that and she was racking up like literally like hundreds
Yeah.
of dollars worth of coupons and she was dumb. She was mad dumb because she went to another location and used those rewards towards like purchases. And we got a phone call.
Which
like, hey,
location?
It was
The other one?
yeah, the one that's further down.
Oh, that is so funny.
And
that is the worst store to do that at.
No, I know, because we got a phone call and they were like, hey, this is what your employee's doing.
Why do you say that's the worst store? Yeah, I know. It's the one down there.
Because the store manager is a raging terror.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a corporate store, like it's like one of the important ones or something.
Nope, just a raging terror.
Okay.
Respectfully. So Brandy, how long have you worked at this particular place?
4.5 years.
Oh!
Do you see...
No, I know.
Do you see a difference from when you first started to now in, like, how you interact with customers?
Oh, yeah. I would say after COVID, for some reason, like, between when we closed for COVID lockdown to when we opened back up after COVID, there was a period for, like, I want to say, like, a month where I would have to go in the back and, like, cry because people were being so rude. Like, I remember this one time, it was, like, right after my grandma had just passed away, and obviously I was, like, you know, feeling very emotional at the time, and she was so rude. It was this little old lady, and apparently, according to our boss, she's, like, always like that. Like, she's always just nasty, and so she was already being very nasty to me, and she made this comment about, like, oh, well, you don't like old ladies. You must not like old ladies. And I was like, actually, my grandmother just passed away, so I would appreciate it if you would be careful how you talk to me. And then she goes, oh, I don't give a damn about that.
Brandy, there are certain people that speak to you that I wish I was, like, I would have lost. I've gotten into fights with customers for less, for, like, them yelling at an employee. I'm like, you're not going to speak to them like that. You sure as shit ain't speaking to me like that. Like,
well, I remember when I told you.
Well, put a pause on that, Jace. Anyway, continue, Brandy.
I remember when I told you about. Do you remember when I told you about that one time where a customer followed me out to my mom's car?
Yeah.
And made me boohoo fucking sob in my mom's car because.
What did your mom say? I would have hit her with the car to be complete. I would have been doo.
Well, because my mom knows how I am, that I don't usually, like, speak up for myself or fight back, and, you know, and obviously I was, like, in shock, you know, so I was just sitting there crying, and this lady is literally standing in front of my mom's car screaming at me as I was sitting in the passenger seat, and it was because it was my time to clock out, and she had been waiting in line, I guess, for longer than she wanted to.
That's really not anyone's problem.
Right. And I left. Obviously, it was my time to leave, and she literally followed me outside. I didn't even know she had followed me until I got into my mom's car. And then she's standing in front of the car, and she's cursing at me. She's screaming at me. She's like, you gotta be effing kidding me. Like, and she starts to, like, walk away, and my mom's window was down, and she goes, she is off the clock. And I was like,
I love
Mom,
that.
Thank you.
See, honestly, that was such a nice way to tell her to go piss off.
No, yeah,
Because respectfully, I don't know if it's just because my mom is just my mom. When I tell you, if a customer would have appeared in front of my mother's car to yell at me,
that would have been ugly.
My mom has gotten into bar fights by cracking a beer bottle on the wall and just going after people. She would have gone to prison. My mom would have been 10 toes down like, motherfucker, I wish you would yell about, do it again. I'll key your car. My mom's crazy.
Yeah.
To be fair, though. But, let's talk about you, Jace.
Oh. What is there to talk about?
About me, I never defend you. So, let me set the scene,
all
okay?
right.
Is that what he said? I didn't
Yeah.
even hear that.
Okay.
So let me set the scene.
That's not true.
Okay.
Jace and I were supposed to both skip the doodly-doo out of there at 5:30. It was like 5:25. It was a long day. Jace was helping this woman on the floor. She wanted to see if another store had the shoe. He got called up for backup. So he did.
Backup's the most important thing at the store. You want to make sure you get those customers
You
out
were
of that
very
store.
good about that. You were very good about
Thank you,
going up
baby.
for backup.
Knees to
Thank
chest,
you.
coming up to the front.
I didn't
Thank
even
you.
have to ask. Jace would just come up and he'd be like, Brandy, I got you.
Exactly.
Sometimes I was just bored.
You said I actually don't want to start trash back there, so I'm gonna do that.
I actually don't want to clean up the whole store, so I'm gonna come up.
No,
here.
really. And he handed it off to our boy Jake and said, "Hey, can you call for this customer so I can do backup?" You would have thought Jace throat kicked that woman across the room.
Oh.
Like, she came unasked about how the devil's at her front door,
Oh.
the devil's at her back door.
Oh, God is at her
Or God
front
is at her
door.
front door, devil's at her back door. And that how dare he just leave her and just
She had like 6 different
ripping-
types of cancers.
Yeah, ripping
I was
him
like-
apart. And I heard it, like I literally could hear her yelling at him, and I was like, I am begging them not to see the manager. Jace is like, hey, Madison, can you come up to the front? I'm like, I leave in 3 minutes. Are you fucking
I'm like, I do too, so.
Are you kidding me?
Sucks to suck.
And I went up there, and that lady was like, he sucks. And I'm like, okay.
We'll train him. We'll coach him after this.
Yeah, well, because she kept yelling at me, and I was like, ma'am, I don't know what you want. He was doing backup. How can I help you? And she's like, you need to train him. I go, yeah, I will. What do you want me to do? Like,
Right on that.
respectfully, what the fuck do you want me to do? She was unhinged. When she left, she was my best friend. Evil twin.
How much money did you give her in store credit?
I think I gave her, like, I just, like, honored an expired coupon she had and then gave her another coupon. And she's like, this is customer service. I said,
But what I did, literally kicked her.
kicked her through. And I was, like, trying to explain to her, I'm like, ma'am, they can do the same thing. It doesn't. She said, you dumb ass. Like, that was honestly, again, one of your top 5 moments. But also, if I were you, I wouldn't have come back
You
to
know
work.
That's
what
another
stories
reason.
like that make me think about is, have you ever heard that statistic that like every 1 in 100 people are psychopaths?
No, but she was probably the one in one. Out of the 100 customers that came that day, it was her.
Well, like anytime we have customers like that are just completely unhinged, I often like wonder how many people have we encountered who are like actually psychopaths, because we get like at least 100 people a day.
The customers are always right too, so.
No, they aren't.
2.
The customers.
No, they aren't.
Depending
Every
on
customer-
it depends on what manager's there. If the customer's always right, I will tell you that with utmost certainty.
That's what I was told in my
It
training
depends
video. is that
what fucking manager's there,
I will second that.
because
The CEO of the company that we worked at told me in my training video that customers are always right and that you should always cater towards them.
Well, this might get me fired, but the CEO is wrong.
CEO's also not there. Not there anymore.
no, I know. Honestly, like, here's the thing though. I feel like I would never get like genuinely mad at any associates for like making a mistake, but I would get mildly annoyed when it would actively make my job so much harder. Because I'm like, I'm begging everyone. I'm trying my best, please. But like, it's not anyone, it's just like, it's hard because it's not anybody that works there's fault.
No.
It's just, because the problem is some people, they would get in trouble with how they answered, but that's just the tone of their voice. They're not being rude. That's quite literally just how they speak.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know how to explain to the customers, yeah, like, she wasn't being rude, she just,
That's just how she
2 to 6 every day, that's just how she speaks to people.
Well, and I feel like that's also what's hard about being a manager is like you actually have to take responsibility for things, because like as an associate, I remember if I didn't feel like dealing with somebody, I would just call you up.
You gotta call specific, whatever response you want for this customer, you gotta call. Like, choose your characters.
Yeah, or like just whatever manager was there at the time, and then they could handle it. But now, I'll be like, oh, like, I should just call a manager up here. And then I'm like, shit, I am the manager. There's somebody
You
else
like
for me
do
to
like a
call.
little turn and you're like, hey, it's me. Sorry, me again.
Put on like a little wig or something.
Could you imagine? I mean, you do have some customers that they be pulling the robbery.
Oh.
Like they say that they bought a shoe and they returned it, and then they didn't. Another one of Jace's. These are all Jace's top moments. Someone stole shoes. Literally walked into the store, no bag.
I got this
bag.
story.
No bag, all vibes.
So, for instance, I just got out of school. I was in college at the time, and I had like a what?
You're in college now.
Yeah. But, anywho, I had an early shift. Usually I close, or on the weekends I'd wake up early to do the truck or whatever. And so, for instance, I had this one shift in the middle of the day. It was me and the two managers that worked at this store. And I have to be at the front because, you know, one's in the office, one's twiddling their thumbs in the back. And so I'm at the front, you know, getting all these no's for not getting the signups and everything like that. And this large lady came up after I saw her in the back in the kids section clearance and just different sections like that. And she comes up and she's like, hey, can I return this shoe? I said, okay, like, cool, like, yeah, I can definitely do that for you. Do you have the receipt? She said, no. I said, all right, you're not the first one. I was like...
He said, I got this hook, line, and sinker.
You know, I was like, okay, do you have the card that you used to pay for it? And she's like, oh, no, I think I used cash. I was like, okay, well, I think I can only give you store credit for this. Like, I'm not too sure. But would you like store credit? Or would you like just to do like a return? Or like an exchange? And she's like, can I do an exchange? And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I was ringing up the shoes that she brought up to the front that she wanted to exchange, and they weren't coming up. And I was looking at it like, oh, like it's not working. I don't know why. Like, would you just like that store credit or like what's going on? She said, no, I'm fine. I think I'm just going to take them. I'll have to return them somewhere else. Walks out of the store. And the manager that's on the floor twiddling her thumbs looks over on the headset and says, did she pay for those? I said, excuse me?
You turn off your headset.
I was like,
what?
What do you mean she was supposed to, like, did she pay for those? She was trying to return. And the manager was like, no, she just left. She needed to pay for those. I just didn't respond after that because the level of embarrassment that I had.
Oh, no.
Then I just did that in front of my
so
manager.
bad when I heard about that.
And to be fair, it's not like I was there that you could have been like, hey, honestly, I fucked up. You were at big boss level, and you literally just were like...
I'm like, oh, man, like, I didn't know that, man. I would have stopped her if I could have. Nah, she walked out of that store, giving us the bird, skirting off. I said, oh, all right, well, I don't know what to do now.
So what you've told, and you worked there for, like, how long?
Close to a year, wait, maybe a year and a half?
Did you get your little yearly
I did, didn't I?
certificate?
Yeah, you
Did
did.
I get my
Okay,
year
so then a
certificate?
year.
So, in that time...
That's all I really wanted, to be totally honest. That certificate.
I feel so bad that, like, those things would happen to you because it's not like you didn't care. You just genuinely really
smarter
fucked
than
up.
me. They were just genuinely smarter than me.
I feel like
You
that
said,
could have
honestly,
happened
I
to
got
anyone.
Yeah.
That could have happened to anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was smart. That was the first... Because this was my first job ever. And this was, like... I wasn't familiar with the space of retail. I wasn't familiar with, like, what to look out for. Like, obviously, you know a sketchy character when you see one. But, like, the tactics they could use to kind of, like, finesse you, I wasn't familiar with that. And I think the only way you can get familiar with that is if it happens to you. Because it's, like, one of those things where you just have to...
It's, like, the worst learning experience ever.
It really is. And, honestly, it was just so, like, enlightening. Because I'm like, now I can go to this store. Go to the new associate. And be like, hey, I want to return this. Like, another guy came in, went to our jewelry section. And this one, it was after, so I knew. I knew what was going on. He went to our jewelry section, brought it back over to the register, and said, hey, I want to return these. My wife is so ungrateful. I hate her. I think I'm gonna divorce her.
Damn.
Like I can't deal with this lady. Like I think I'm just gonna move out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take half of her stuff. Like she's so ungrateful. All this kind of stuff. I got her all this jewelry for her birthday. I said, sir, I just saw you get all of that, Kelly and Katie. Jewelry.
We'll bleep that, I guess.
Do we have to?
It's literally it's their brand. It's our exclusive brand. He said, "Do we have to?" He said, "Smelly and Smatey."
I didn't tell him this, but I'm like, dude, I just saw you grab all this jewelry from our jewelry section, like, and bring it over here. So, you know, I decided to call a manager because I'm like, this is above my pay grade. You know, if I got paid a little bit more, might get into a conflict with this dude, whatever. But I was like, hey, bud, can you come over here? This guy wants a key turn to exchange some jewelry. And we all know what manager I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you got the bud, we know exactly.
Yeah. So you know his personality. This dude was a character. And so, you know, I kind of was like, gave him the whole stitch. I'm like, hey, this dude like wanted to return his jewelry. His wife was really ungrateful. Like, it doesn't ring up when he doesn't have a receipt. He doesn't have a credit card. Like, it just won't ring up and everything. And, you know, our boy was a little smart this time. He was good. He got the context clues. And he was like, sorry, sir, I can't do anything for you. So that time I learned, I was like, I'm not going to get my hands into this. I'm going to get a manager. He handled it the way he did. And we finessed the finesser. That's all I got to say about that. So you live and you learn. That's the moral of the story. You learn. Fool me once, shame on me.
You said fool me twice, shame on me again, but the third time?
So yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand.
Well, you learned from your mistake.
Exactly.
That's the most
Isn't that pretty
important
good?
thing.
And honestly, it's really like when you make mistakes with customers, I feel like you can just lie. Be like, oh my god, you forgot to apply a coupon, and you're like, I'm so sorry our system's been doing that. It's just been kicking coupons out. Let me reapply that for you.
Whenever we get that Karen who comes in with her coupon that expired in like 2018, and she's like, yeah, can I use this? And she's not taking no for an answer. I'll literally just press random buttons and be like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you make sure that it comes up with a beep.
Yeah,
so it sounds like it didn't take it. You're like, I don't know what to do.
My favorite trick that I was taught by one of the managers when I was an associate, we used to have like the discount packets. He would flip slow as shit to the back of the page, last page, there's nothing on it, and would just scan it and be like, it didn't take it off.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Right? And that would be it.
Yeah.
We have our other manager,
It's like, oh my gosh.
Miss Shut It Down, who would just be listen to you, purest of intentions, and then just be like, yeah, unfortunately there's nothing we can do, and then push it back towards them and just skip on off. We stand. And then we have other managers that just...
What kind of manager were you, Madison?
Listen. Anything that anybody wants, maybe I just have a chip on my shoulder, I don't want to give it to them. If you're super nice to me, I've gone above and beyond for some customers. Like this one woman, she was looking for a shoe for her, she had 3 kids with her. They were all super well-behaved. She was a sweet baby angel. I was helping them with it. Her daughter just wanted this one pair of shoes, this character shoe, didn't come in her size, or we had it in truck, and I remember seeing it, so I got it for her because the girl was like, it's okay, mommy, I can find something else. And I was like, oh, you guys get everything.
No.
You know what the hell, have a coupon.
Here's your free shirt.
If you literally are if you come up to me with an attitude, you're getting an attitude back, and I'm telling you, yeah, I can't do anything for you.
Can't
so
confirm.
Respectfully, cannot do anything for you.
Damn.
Because why? If you treat people nice, they'll do things for you. They're more willing to work for you. If you're not,
it's all about those first impressions too. People remember, so they want to come back and finesse you even more, because they know how nice you are and they want to take advantage of that.
I didn't give them a $60 coupon.
I did, and they came back.
And they got another $60 coupon.
No, I was smarter this time. Like I said, I learned. and I didn't give it to him. I did the scan the back page thing.
See, there you
I
go.
said, hey, they took it off. Like,
He took it off. I don't know what to tell you.
I was like, hey, can you send me
People, that was actually probably like the worst like 3 weeks, because that's how long like the scam ran, and then it just disappeared. But we would get into like fights that we would have to be like, this is literally not a real coupon. Like I don't remember who the associate, honestly, it might have been Jake.
Oh.
But he was like, hey, can you come up to the front? And I was like, no. And I come up there and she's like, this is ridiculous. I have this coupon. I go, yeah, that's fake. We only take coupons from in your account or on dsw.com. That's from neither. And she just goes, you're going to tell me it's fake? I go, sure, yeah. I go, if you have a problem with it, you can call customer service and verify it with them if we have that coupon. And she goes, no, you need to take it off. I go, I don't have to do anything. And she literally just left. Because you can't, that's another thing. We have a lot of people that shoplift too. You can't be rude if you're committing a felony. I feel like you should try to, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're threatening to fight the associates for being within 5 aisles of you, yeah, obviously we're going to be watching you. If you're just minding your own business, no one will probably notice, to be honest, at like most retail stores.
I like when you catch on to them, like because they used to have the bags that you could put your shoes in.
That's why we don't have them anymore.
Exactly. But what I loved was when they would like pack their bag or whatever, and they would like, you knew they were shoplifting.
Oh, yeah.
And you caught them, and you're like, hey, can I help you with something? You know, you keep coming up to them, and they come up to the front, and you're like, oh, we got them. We got them.
We got them, boys.
And they try to do their card, and their card like declines, and like you ring up all the shoes, and then you're like, oh, your total's like $600. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was gonna be that much. Can you just? I don't want them anymore. I'm like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know.
We know what you're gonna do.
It's already on the go back card.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Your face is actually on the cameras already, so.
Well, we had somebody who went through the whole process and like. It wasn't that much. It was like maybe like $200 worth of shoes or something. But
I was literally just about to say that about that story because that's tough.
And their card wasn't going through. And they were like, you know what? And they turned to the person they were with and they were like, just grab them. Just take them. And the associate who was there at the time, I felt so bad.
I know,
How long
because
ago
it's
was this?
literally like a month and a half.
Is this the
2 months?
trash can?
This was
No, that was a week ago that they stole my trash can.
This was back in like October, I think.
Oh, I have no concept of time.
Yeah, obviously, geography time.
But she felt really guilty.
I know, and I felt bad because like it's not the associate's fault that these people are actually just fucking garbage. Like I make it a point, just because I've seen it happen to somebody else, but like a while ago when I first started, I keep that bag in my silly little hand, or I like put it on the counter and I'll keep like part of my hand on the bag. So if they try ripping it, I'll be like, yeet! And they're coming right over the counter with the bag. Because listen, because it's like, it sounds terrible. I don't want to have to do the paperwork for that.
No, I had to file a police
so, like,
report. I had to file
don't want to do that.
report for that, and I had to talk to the officer and everything. And what?
Keep going.
We were just trying to figure out if it was a car backfiring or a gunshot.
I mean, who knows at this point?
No, really.
No, but I had to file the police report for that, and it took me like 2 hours. It took so long.
Because like, I feel like at that point, I mean, it's no one's fault. Even us filing that though, like I think they gave like fake information. Like people that are planning on doing that, he probably knew his account said 0, 16 cents even.
Well, no, the credit card was stolen.
That's even better.
Round of applause for that guy. I love that journey for him.
Okay. Madison, who's your favorite customer? It could either be like a customer you had like a fun experience with, like a good experience, a bad experience. But like who's a customer that like you just like seeing?
Like a reoccurring one?
Yeah, I guess.
There was this one old woman. She used to come in more like I think I've only seen her once maybe since I've come back. She would come in right when we opened. She would clean up. She was probably like in her like 70s or 80s. Cute little, you've probably seen her. She's like this cute little old lady. She always gets like, she used to get like grasshoppers and like keds.
Does she always have a shoe donation?
Does she have an office?
No, that's reserved. No. Are you talking about the one with the glasses? That
I
has
don't
all
think
the
she
shoe
had
donations?
glasses.
Okay. It might be the same girl, but she literally was always so sweet. She'd clean up after herself. She'd be like, oh, like, if it's not too much trouble, like, can you help me with something? If not, it's fine. I know you're so busy, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, I will drop every person in here right now to help you. Perfect baby angel. She was so sweet. She used to just compliment everyone. And then there's the pirate.
Not the pirate.
She actually can get kicked right onto that busy road right there.
All right, we have to be careful, Louise.
Like her, I have like specific, the one reoccurring customer that makes you shop with her.
No. But I feel like there's so many like that want you to be
But
their
you
personal
know
shopper.
who I'm talking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
I hope I
about.
picked it
Okay.
up. I hope the mic picked it up right there.
That's fine, because I saw her in public when I was in Orlando. I wasn't even in this city. And when I tell you, I dipped out of the back of a store and down an alley, so I didn't have to talk to her.
I feel like you know that you've been working.
I'll set you guys up.
You know that you've been working at this particular store for too long when that particular lady knows
you
by
and
name.
loves you.
And that happened to me recently, and I was like,
You
damn.
got. It happens. It happens to the best of us because I don't know. For context, someone just did a jump kick in the parking lot before he opened. Is he alone?
No, he has someone in the car with him.
Oh, thank God.
Maybe that was a dare.
No, and maybe it was just to make. I don't know.
I'm not sure what that was.
That was good. I was impressed. I didn't see it, but I can just think it was impressive.
Pretty high kick.
He's flexible.
I love that journey
What a
for
show
him.
off. That's
What
something
a
I would do.
show off.
I'm kicking simp.
Kick out a fucking simp. Yeah, no. She would latch on to people who would give her the time of day. And I'll help a customer to a certain extent. If you stop me when I have 9 shoe boxes in my hand and to ask me, which one do you like better? And I tell you, and your response is, well, I don't really like that one.
Bring a friend with you.
They don't have any friends. That's what I'm convinced. Because even when I go shopping by myself, there's multiple people I could send a picture to and say, hey, do you think this is cute? I could send one to you, Marissa, Kate, anyone.
Yeah.
No.
They do not have a single person they can text and be like, would this look good with my dress?
No, that's what would occur to me. Shopping. I'd be like, let me text Madison, or let me text,
Jace.
yeah, sure,
You
Jace.
never text me. It's okay, Brandon. You don't have to lie for the podcast. It's all right.
Well, if I'm looking for fashion advice in particular,
It's like, respectfully, the free Crocs ain't cutting it. So,
Jace, you're literally in gym shorts, a hoodie.
Every
and
time I see you.
Crocs.
no, I texted you one time. I asked you if you liked a pair of Crocs that I was thinking about buying, and you said yeah. You said they were clean, so then I bought them.
Yeah. Crocs are pretty clean.
fashion icon Jace
Well, they were
Johnson,
like the
2023.
iridescent
Yeah.
Crocs. They were cool looking. So
Yeah.
so I
I respect
text
that. If
you.
you ain't crocking, you ain't rocking.
If you ain't crocking, you ain't rocking.
Well, I ended
that's
up
true.
returning them, but anyway.
She ain't rocking. She is
not
not
rocking.
rocking.
We're
No,
not
that wasn't-
rocking.
I just couldn't do it with the Crocs.
It's not for everyone.
It's not. It's a lifestyle choice. That's for damn sure.
But anyway, that's what would occur to me is to text one of my friends and ask them. It wouldn't occur to me first thing to go up to an employee who has a fuck ton of shit to do already and ask them, hey, do you like these shoes? Do these go with my outfit? They respectfully, they don't give a fuck.
No, and also
They're juggling 10 different tasks.
I get it if you people come in and they'll say, hey, do you know any brands of really comfortable shoes? That's fine. Naturalizers, Clarks, I'll show them. And I'll show them what it is, and then just for them to turn around and be like, I don't know if this ever I hate you. I don't know if this ever happens to either of you. I know it's happened to you. know it's probably happened to you. When you ask them a question, or like they ask you a question and then you answer like, hey, does this shoe, like, is this available to order, whatever, you check, it's not. So you go, oh, like, unfortunately it's not, I'm sorry. Most normal social cues are, okay, thanks for checking and walking away. They'll just go, I needed them. And then they just stand there.
So that sucks.
And you just are like, especially when you're checking them out, there's a line of people and they're like, but I really wanted them. And I'm like, so do you want me to continue? Do you want me to just put them back? Like, do you want to just leave?
That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I had that happen the other day where, like, this girl was looking through, like, the boots, and she was like, she was trying on a pair, and she goes, I really wish you had these in my size. And I was like, oh, like, we could order them, you know. And she was like, no, like, I need them for this weekend. And she's like, I just really wish that you had them here. I wish that you had my size. And I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I
feel like they expect us to, like, look around and be like, and, like, just pick up a trap door and be like, oh my god, here you
All
are.
the worst is when, hey, do you have this in the back? You go into the back, it's just a warehouse.
An echo.
You're like, yep. Nope, it's not in here.
I had one person tell me I was lying, that we had them, we just didn't want to do it.
Stop it.
So I go, there's literally nothing back there. He's like, well, you just don't want to look. I go, okay. To be fair, I was in a bad mood. But I literally go, okay, I'll go look in our empty stock room and go see if it's back there.
I would have just taken
it. And when I tell you, I walked back there and just sat on the stairs we have.
As you should.
And then just came back out and was like, nope, there's still nothing back there. Do you want me to see if they're available to order? He goes, well, my wife needed them today. I go, well, your wife's going to have to find something else, sir.
I think that should be the slogan of this brand is like,
my wife needs them.
No, we don't have it in the back.
We don't, though. Cause,
yeah, literally.
Because I get it. But, like, also, the whole concept of this place is that, like, and honestly, most places like this, like most shoe stores like this, don't have anything in the back. Like, if you see all of the sizes or whatever out, like, I get it, like, Finish Line, they have, like, the one shoe, you go up to an associate and be like, hey, do you have this?
Yeah.
If all of them are out, just safely assume that we probably have if there's only 2 left in the stack, we probably have them all out.
Well, and it's also, like, what reason do I really have to lie to you? Like, I'm not that lazy that I can't just walk a few feet away and go and check for you. Like, what reason do I have to lie?
That's true.
It's the greatest conspiracy, I guess.
Brandy, do you have a favorite customer?
I can't really think of a specific particular person, but I have a favorite customer experience. There was this one time.
Okay.
It started off kind of bad, because, well, bad for the other person, because, like, I was ringing her up, and all of a sudden she just started crying.
Oh,
in front of me. And I was like, are you okay? And she's like, no, like, I'm just having a bad day. And I was like, can I give you a hug? And she was like, okay. And that made her cry more. And she was like, oh, you're so sweet. And I was like, oh. And, like, I came around from behind the counter. I would say, like, stuff like that is what I like about working in retail.
Yeah.
It's one of the positives. And that's what I mean about seeing, like, the best and the worst of people, because I could see, she was really hurting.
Yeah.
And she probably really needed that hug. I mean, she told me that. I gave her a hug, and she was like, oh, like, I really needed that. Like, I've just been going through a rough time, And so being able to do that for her and, like, immediately help somebody in the middle of a shoe store was, like, pretty amazing, honestly, for me.
I wish I got experiences like that.
To be fair, though, look at Brandy. Imagine if you were just, like, an outside third party. You're upset. You're a woman, whatever. And Brandy is like, hey, can I give you a hug? Of course. You, at the time, you were, like, 20, 19.
We'll go with that. I can't even remember, honestly.
They just got a no, like, she just gave you a no, and you're just like, can I hug you? Like, it's not really the same effect. But, like...
Well, like, people consider it like that. Or not, like,
Yeah.
consider it, but, like, they don't try to finesse you.
Correct. Because,
That's what I
like,
want.
even, like, one lady I checked out, I also had someone cry because she was getting shoes for her son's funeral.
Ooh.
And, like, her son must have been young because I think she was probably in, like, her 50s. And I gave her a hug because I was like, that's really shitty. And the fact that you have to, like, because she was so nice. And how I look at it is, like, I know it's always like, oh, well, if someone's having a bad day, like, you know, maybe something's going on. And I get that. But I also feel like there's certain people that they can still, like, come into a store, be nice to everyone, pleasant. And they probably also have a shit ton of stuff going on, too.
Yeah.
It's like they say, you know, it's always, what is it? It's free to be nice.
Yeah,
It
free to
doesn't-
be kind.
Yeah, it doesn't, you don't have to pay anything to be nice.
Something like that.
That's the kind of thing, like, you know, you go into, like, a restaurant, you know, like, why are you going to go out of your way to be mean to, like, this server? Or this, like,
there's
retail
no reason
worker?
for it.
Exactly. But, you know, it's funny, because y'all have way different stories than I thought you would say. Because my favorite person...
If it's something ridiculous.
Well, my favorite, like, customers that would come in, and I've been waiting until the story, and you know who it is, and I think I can say their names because I'm not sure what their names are. They're I like this family. It was 3 daughters and a mother, and they would all come in, and we called them
You are absolutely finished.
we called them
Done.
we called them, I think they're Zuzu and Zaza. They were sisters. They were sisters, and what they would do,
Evil twin, if you
Exactly.
will.
and what they would do is they would come into the store, go right in the back of clearance, find our clearance sticker that's like, what, 60% off?
Yeah.
And they would take that sticker off the box.
And put on the most expensive Michael Kors they
Yep.
could find.
Yep, and I'm up there. Of course I got them every single time. Almost every single time they came in. I would always ring them up.
I'm not kidding, though. You're not even exaggerating, because they would always come for whatever reason when you closed.
Yep.
And they would always come, like, 45 minutes before he closed. So that was his last customer interaction of the fucking night.
And I loved it because they'd take that clearance sticker off, put it on the most expensive shoe.
Wouldn't even try to stick it all the way.
Wouldn't even try to stick it all the way. And I'm just looking at it like, hey, I didn't want to tell them this, but I'm like, hey, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I put up most of these shoes in here. So I know for a fact that these Michael Kors
Are not $19.99 with 60.
are not that much. So it was really fun because you would like kind of look at the shoe.
was
You have to.
fun.
It was a treasure hunt.
You'd have to like take the shoes out, make sure they're both left and right, get the ink tag, whatever. And then you just look at the box, you know, scan it, and then you just take the tag off, throw it away real quick while they weren't looking. And you're like, oh, I guess your total is $79.99. And they're like, oh, I got it back in clearance. And you're like, oh, I don't know what to tell you. They're $79.99 right here. And, you know, it's just like that little back and forth game where they think they got me, but they didn't.
I
just
will
love.
say, you never got by them.
I never got got.
You never got by them, because it would annoy me when they would come in, because I knew without a fail I would have to go up to the front.
Oh, 100%.
Because they would be like, so he said
He said
that
there was $80.
he said that they're $80, and I'm like, correct. And because it would be shoes I had just put out on truck that morning onto the floor, and you're gonna tell me when I've been here all day that now they're 60% off? They've been through many rotations already? Absolutely not.
And it would always be like, so the mom would always have like the young infant daughter with her. And I guess the mom would go in saying like, hey, this is what I want, you two, go get it. And the mom would just be like kind of shopping around, you know, whatever. And they would always, both of them would come up to the front. And they like try to finesse or convince.
Or barter.
Yeah,
There was a couple
exactly.
times, like when they came in when I was an associate, and our girl shut it down was the manager on duty.
Thank God.
No, I know. And like, I told them this isn't the right shoe. like, with this price. And they were like, it is, though. And I'm like, but, like, it's so super not. Like, it is so supercalifragilisticexpialidociously not that shoe. And, like, they were like, well, I'm going to talk to a manager. I go, oh, I got the girl for you, let me tell you. I call her up. She tries bartering with her because I think the shoes were like $60. And she goes, can I pay $40? And she was like, no.
This isn't an auction.
Yeah, she was like, no, like, that's just the price. And she goes, I don't want to pay that much. Can I pay $45? And, like, that went on for a good 5 minutes until finally they just gave up and left. And I think they ended up buying, like they always did, one 60% off, $9.98 jewelry piece that was broken. And I was in awe. I had never seen that at, like, I couldn't imagine going up to Publix and be like, hey, I know these, like, pack of chicken wings, I know they're $15.99. I'll give you $2. That's my final offer. You're twisting my arm. You're robbing me blind. Like,
You sit there like, okay.
you said,
And, like...
yeah. Customers, I feel like, will be like, well, I'm never coming back. Okay. Well, safe travels, I guess.
I guess this podcast kind of just sums up the work life of a retail worker. And moral of the story is, every time you go into a store, be nice to the customer or the workers, because they don't get paid enough to deal with your bullshit.
Correct.
So, thank you, Brandy, for coming on our podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I had fun.
We appreciate you telling your stories. We appreciate you listening to our stories. And with that,
make sure you subscribe to everywhere you listen to podcasts. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and we will see you next time. Bye.